Howdy, welcome back to the homestead.
Today we're going to make keto pan-fried Parmesan chicken and zucchini. Start off, you preheat your skillet over medium heat, and then you add 4 tablespoons of butter and melt it. While it's melting, you will crack 2 eggs.
We don't have any eggs.
What are we going to do?
Eggs under a chicken. Two eggs.
And mix them up and break the yolks and get them good and mixed. Then you take chicken, about 1.5 pounds. It calls for chicken tenders, but we like to cut them up in small pieces so that the more of the breading gets all over them and we get more flavor. So we pre-cut the chicken into pieces. Then you grind up 1/2 cup of pork rinds, a cup of Parmesan cheese, a teaspoon of Italian seasoning.
Now, you're supposed to dip the chicken in the egg and then bread it, but we just pour the egg on top of the chicken and just stir it all around.
And then you do, let's see, half a tablespoon of onion powder. And then you mix this all together until it's well blended. Just mix it all up. And once you get this all mixed, we're just go. Again, you're supposed to just take chickens and dip it in it, but we just pour it over top and mix it again so that it thoroughly blends with all the chicken and we get a lot more of the flavorings off of this. So we're going to pour it in and mix it.
Once you get all that mixed in, start cooking it.
You dump it in and you fry it.
Doing it that way, you end up using all of the egg mix and all the dry mix, but it does end up with a thicker breading that way.
Now we'll let this fry.
Yeah, we'll let this fry and then we'll get to the next step. All right. This is now done. Chicken.
So you take it out of the pan.
And it smells really, really good.
It does.
I don't know if we said it or not, but the original recipe for this was not keto. I mean, it was almost keto, but it called for a cup of panko breadcrumbs. But we substitute that with the pork rinds. And it's we use the Kroger brand just because it's cheap.
Once all of the chicken has been removed, you're going to have some bits of the seasoning in there, which is fine. You're going to add 4 more tablespoons of butter and melt it.
Ta-da!
Then you're going to add your minced garlic, which is 3 tablespoons. I've already got it pre-measured. And then you let that butter melt and the garlic and the butter blend together.
And scrape off all the bits that are stuck.
Yeah, let them all mix in really good together. And once the butter is melted, we've already pre-cut a super large zucchini.
Yeah, this is a really big one. Probably won't use the whole thing.
Just put them in there. You don't have to, but you gotta break them apart. But it calls for 2 medium or 1 large, and this was a super large
An extra
one.
large, yeah.
Yeah. From fresh from the garden. Just wanted to get them all covered with the sauce, if I could.
You don't have to be so diligent about pulling them apart. It's just, I like it this way better. Because if you don't pull them apart, some of them will still be stuck together and they don't cook as good.
And they don't get the same flavor on all of them.
Yeah.
So once you get all the zucchini in, you're going to just keep stirring them and getting the butter and the garlic on them and flavoring them, and you cook them until
you feel like they're cooked enough. I mean, we like them when they're like really cooked down and soft and starting to turn brown. But however you like your zucchini, really, it don't matter. It don't call for salt, don't
No,
add
it does
some.
call for salt. That's
Oh,
the
it
next
does?
step. After you get the zucchini in, you add salt and pepper up to it.
Never mind, it does call for salt. I don't know. I'm not a cook. I just do what she tells me.
Enough you think?
Enough pepper?
Yeah. Zucchini.
Oh, you're right.
Now you just stir it up, making sure it gets covered in the seasoning, and then you let it cook.
Alright, where we had such a big zucchini and put a lot of it in there, it made a lot of moisture. So it took a lot longer than normal to cook. And really the only way we were able to get the moisture out was to take the lid off and let it evaporate. So yeah, you might have to do that.
But after you cook your zucchini to the doneness that you want, you just add your chicken back. Warm the chicken back up and to marinate the flavors. You let it cook about 2 minutes and then it's ready to serve.
So we'll give this 2 minutes to cook and we'll bring you back for a taste test. Alright, so it's all done now. It's been a couple minutes. And Luke wanted to try this because our whole house smells like Parmesan and garlic.
I love the smell of it.
Here you go. We got a bite that's already cooled off for you.
What do you think?
It's really good.
Really good.
I love it.
Now, you've had this meal before we were keto with breadcrumbs. Can you tell any difference? No?
No. It tastes the same.
Tastes the same with the breadcrumbs or with the pork rinds.
But it smells together.
So, that's it for this episode. Give this recipe a try. God bless you. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Alright, so Luke, you wanted to try this, probably because it smells so good. It's been a couple minutes, and we've got a piece here that's cooled off, so it don't burn his mouth. Got it hanging out of your mouth.
We gotta do it again because I have to walk off.